I finally have finished drilling holes in the plate to match where I want the brackets, the stand-up brackets for the loader to go. I've tack welded them together before I start drilling holes. I got my measurement of my height where I want my plate to go across the bottom of the bracket over to the bolster of the tractor. So now I'm going to finish welding this part down in here where it's tacked up. And then bring over the stand-up brackets for the loader and continue from there. I'm going to finish welding this out with 1/8 inch 7018 Hobart rod. I do believe I did it in 3 multiple passes there. I put a pretty good sized bead on that. Alright, right now, just gonna line it up. Just kind of see how them stand-up posts are gonna sit on that transmission belly bracket before I start deciding what else I want to do, but get an idea of how it sits on there and what I need to do. I'm grinding these holes that I've cut with the plasma torch a little bit bigger so that a piece of pipe can slip down into it and it'll be a sleeve, because I want to reinforce where the post is going to hold the eyelet for the cylinder that raises and lowers the boom. And I didn't have a perfect hole saw cutter, but I'm trimming it to make it fit. This piece of pipe that I'm hammering on is the exact same piece that I was grinding the holes larger for the sleeve to get welded into that square tubing. And where these 2 pins that go through there, that's where the side bar originally was. And I have altered it and changed it, but this is where I've decided to put the cylinder eyelet. And I'm going to reinforce it real good with a couple of pins that go all the way through to the side bar that goes from the bolster back to the belly bracket. And I want to weld it all out as well. And you'll see more of it here. Okay, the pins, you can see them. I don't know, there must be at least a 1-inch pin. There's 2 of them down in that upper right-hand corner there where the stand-up post has been pinned into the side bar. And it's all welded up and sitting in there. And you see the eyelet there where the cylinder has its pin in it as well. And now I'm drilling holes for the brackets that bolt to the side. And there's a certain way of finding out where it all lines up, but I wanted it done this way because I've seen some of them that are manufactured and I didn't like it because they were bowing. And I decided to make it myself, custom made, beefy. Alright, coming up next after bolting this, I'll show you the finished version of the spacer tubing that gets welded. There it is. And that square tubing where the strap is the spacer piece. And there's 2 bolt holes in it. And it holds the bar, the flat bar that goes to the front of the tractor. And that's what it looks like. Got some more plasma torch cutting to make. I got to put a plate right here and box this in, and this comes out exactly where I need a bolt. So I'm going to cut a slot in there. Everything's been cleaned up on this front bracket, and now I'm going to start lining it up and getting some tack welds in it in places. And I got a nut to put in that slotted area that I plasma torched out, and I'm going to put a bolt through there and put that nut down into that area. These next 2 pieces, these end plates, it's going to get put on here, and then there's another plate that's going to look up, and that's how the weights are going to hang. And I need minimum 4.5, 5 would be nice of clearance, because where it hooks and it overhangs for the support, I don't need it to hit here. Normally you wouldn't have weights on a front end loader tractor. But if you never have the front end loader on, but you have the bracket here, the tractor bracket, it'll be utilized. So an extra 2.5 inches needs to be added to that angle iron piece going out and then up. And this piece, well, it'd be 5.5 plus 3/4. Yeah. So it's 6 1/4. This cap piece. This piece of metal that I'm cutting, this is what is going to be welded to the front of the nose piece that is bolted to the bolster. I'm just adding to it so the weights, the suitcase tractor weights, can hang on it. Plug-in. I don't like welding with that in case there's some draw that I don't know of. Somebody could turn the machine on while it's plugged in. So I unplug it, put it on DC, reverse polarity, not straight, this is reverse polarity. 100 amps, put it on 8, it'll be around 80 amps. We're going to leave it on the remote control, or not the remote control, on the panel control. up and down as there's a draw. All I'm going to do is tack. I'm going to tack this plate. Got 6 5/16. No, 6 7/16. And 6 7/16. All right, battery has been disconnected to the tractor. I always still like welding as close as I can get to whatever I'm welding. That way there's no arc going through any other business on this equipment. It's just going from electrode to the work I'm working on. I used this over here because it pulled it up a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, but I did put a bevel on this as much as I can. I don't know if you can see that down there, but I've ground that out where there's a bevel in that. It's almost 100% root, but not quite. What I'll do is I'll take a grinder to the back side of it and then put a bead on the back side. For those of you that are not real good at doing a root bead, that's how you would do it. Make sure that was where it belongs stayed. Yep. 7/16. Alright, I've got the end plates made up and tacked in place right now. I'm chipping the slag out of the weld of the root bead, but gonna finish welding all this up. And I think we're going to close the video right at this point. The tractor bracket has been put together, and there's going to be more video of doing more work to it, the boom, the lift, and other things to do. But this is how I come to this far with it, and I hope it's been helpful to everybody, and wish to see you at the next video. And we'll do a little bit of math and show you how I figured that angle of reach that I needed from the ground up to like loading a wagon or a trailer.